This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I want everyone to know before I get into this video about these celebrity bunkers. Again, I need to cover this because another story's come out with Kim Kardashian and her bunker. And what a scam all this is. Because people think that these people are hiding from the pandemic. They're hiding from the people. And I'm going to get into that in deeper detail and show you Kim herself what's going on with her $60 million bunker that these people are building and hiding in, because everything that was once dark or in darkness is going to come to light. And people are going to find out what these celebrities have done, not just in darkness, but in front of everyone's faces as far as socially engineering and misleading the masses with nothing but made up news stories and made up propaganda. But before I get into that, I have a video that's going up on my website. I wish I could post it here. If you're not familiar with it, this story, I mean, oh man. Obviously, most of you know the 5 to 11-year-olds are now approved for the, the old thing going on. And just so you know how sick this is, they're giving incentives to 5 to 11-year-olds. I'm not even kidding. New York, Chicago, other states, they're giving incentives. They're paying these kids money. They're doing this in public school. It's one of the most vile things I think that they've actually done in public in front of everyone's face. So that video is up on my website. Definitely check it out if you haven't. And again, the forum itself is worth it. There's so much great information being shared over there. You know, somebody was just posting about how there's a lot of rest stops or truck stops across the East Coast are out of fuel, diesel fuel for trucks. You know, just how convenient when you're trying to stop the shipping of all types of products so the shelves can be empty. Just don't put any gas in the gas tank. So things like that you wouldn't hear on the news, people are sharing. And again, it helps support the channel if you can. So just consider doing so if you haven't already. And I want to thank the Patreons again. All right, let's get into this story. So somebody on my website posted this, and I guess it's news today about Kim Kardashian because the article just came out, that Kim Kardashian, her neighbors are trying to stop her from building a $60 million underground bunker. Now, one of the things I'll show you, we'll start with Bill, that they've been using predictive programming with this. Of course, we know Billy Yates has come out so many times recently talking about how, the next big, catastrophe isn't going to be, they doubt it's going to be a nuke or something like that. It's going to be an outbreak, right? We all had the predictive programming. We've seen it in all these movies. They constantly show us contagion, outbreak, over and over, along with other things that tie into this, like the zombie apocalypse, which we're kind of seeing now with the behavior of a lot of these people who have taken the potion. But Bill talks about, lets you know that this is coming.
Fortunately, there's very few things, and most of them are very low probability. Some big volcanic explosion, gigantic earthquake, asteroid. But at least in the nuclear case, you've got to say we take it quite seriously. We budget a lot of money, have a lot of people who think about nuclear deterrence, and I'm very glad that work's being done, and I rate the chance of a nuclear war in my lifetime as being fairly low. I rate the chance of a widespread epidemic far worse than Ebola in my lifetime is well over 50%. Basically, when you talk about drugs, you can talk about small molecules or talk about these complex biological protein-like things, of which there's a subclass called antibodies. Antibodies are the molecules that the immune system naturally builds to attack disease. Today, the idea that somebody says, here's an antibody, make a lot of it, make it very quickly, that's right on the cutting edge. And the Ebola epidemic showed me that we're not ready for a serious epidemic, an epidemic that would be more infectious and would spread faster than Ebola did. This is the greatest risk of a huge tragedy. This is the most likely thing by far to kill over 10 million excess people in a year. We don't need to invest nearly what we do in military preparedness. This is something where less than $1 billion a year on R&D, medical surveillance, standby personnel, cross-training the military so they can play a role in terms of all the logistics here. This can be done, and we may not get many more warnings like this one to say, okay, it's a pretty modest investment to avoid something that really, in terms of the human condition, would be a gigantic setback.
Now, of course, you've probably seen that, and you're familiar that he's been doing this nonstop with Event 201 and everything else. But this is what they're doing with celebrities like Kim Kardashian. They are trying to make this normal so that people aren't suspicious of why celebrities are doing this. And I've been covering this for years, how they're doing this. And I've been covering for years how your tax money has actually gone to building underground cities. Because this is where they all are. And they're not hiding from the flu. They're not hiding from an outbreak. They're hiding from the people.
2020 has been a really crazy year, and we've been going through just everything imaginable. So me being me, I had to look into some kind of like survival shelters and to see what our options are. So I found this guy on the internet named Ron, and he builds bunkers. And I want to at least like listen to him and explore it and see what they're all about. I think the bunker business is where we need to be.
I literally feel like I've been in there for 3 days.
So Kim bringing it, oh yeah, we need to look into underground bunkers, right? They kind of use a little humor because, you know, everybody views Kim and the Kardashians as these really dumb people, when in reality, these are high-ranking witches. They know what they're doing. They're engineering people. That's what they do. And when you come across as being kind of, oh, they're so stupid, and, you know, how are they famous? Then people don't take you seriously, and they think stuff like this is a joke. They desensitize people to why celebrities have bunkers and how they're like, oh, they just blow all their money on bunkers and things like that. These are being built to hide from the people. Now, you might be saying, well, why would they be hiding? Well, when people find out, like I said, what they've been doing, like the Bible says in Luke chapter 12, verses 2 through 3, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So what that means is that all these things that they've done are going to come to light. And you think that they're going to be out in public? You think that they're going to be standing out there? Fauci, Biden, Rothschild, if he's still breathing somehow, Kissinger. Look at whoever you want. These guys at the World Economic Forum, to celebrities like Tom Cruise, Kanye, the engineering. Now, some of you might not believe in Jesus Christ, which is a shame, but I'm hoping this channel leads you to at least pick up your Bible and find Christ. But if you don't, and you might say, well, I don't believe, the Bible verse, you know for a fact that they're not hiding because they're afraid they're going to get sick. You know that they have something planned. And you're seeing it all go down, right? You're seeing the destruction of a country, all the countries around the world, destroying the economy, destroying the environment with their, I shouldn't necessarily say destroying the environment necessarily, because we all know what climate change is, but with their geoengineering, we know what they're doing, right? Destroying the ozone. I mean, we see and know. They are not hiding for any other reason than to hide from the people. And right now, this is what's funny about it. I've been talking about it all year since Biden got into office, that they're just flat out green screening. They openly admit that they're green screening, and he's doing this from some bizarre location. And still, nobody cares. And still nobody goes, why would the president not be at the podium in the White House? Why is he in front of this weird set and these bizarre green screens? Because the only time they roll these people out is to do something in front of a controlled crowd, like when Biden went to Virginia, or to go to these summits where they're locked inside. Somehow the citizens of the world, of every country that's represented there, don't have access to see what they're talking about. How convenient, right? These are elected officials, they tell us. We can't see what's going on at these summits, right? We can't hear what they're talking about. It's so top secret. Well, because you know what they're doing in there. There's rituals being performed in there. There's nothing else going on. They're having a great time laughing it up. They're talking about what they're planning next for us. They're not talking about how to solve any problems. The problem they want solved is the extinction of humanity. The problem they want solved is to turn man into robot and machine, transhumanism, and everyone to accept the mark. That's what they're concerned about. They're not concerned about fixing anything. They're concerned about destroying everything. So I bring Kim Kardashian into this because here's this article, right? And this is something that people should go, why would she put $60 million just casually into something if she's, oh, well, the outbreak has made me think about having some type of underground bunker. Because Kim's going to be on the front lines with all these other celebrities who have engineered the masses into stupidityville. It's a big halt on construction at Kim's Hidden Hills property has been denied for the time being. The 41-year-old has been at odds with neighbors since she began plans in various underground features like parking and guardhouse and a wellness center for her underground bunker, a gym. We're not talking about like an underground bunker where it's like a tube, like that clip I showed you, and she's just sitting in there. We're talking like a mansion underground. And if citizens knew that these people all had these and were all doing these, and that there are underground highways, which is what happens where, everybody now claims that they're, and it's something I've been talking about for so long about, from going back to McMartin with the children. Everybody's like, oh, we're awake now. This is what the Democrats are doing. This is, even though Democrats and Republicans are doing it, nobody ever talks about the underground highways. How do you think they do it? How do you think people just go missing in a world where there's cameras on every street corner? And we allowed them to build it with our tax money. All of it. It's a joke. And people, oh, Kim Kardashian's building a $60 million with a wellness center, and they just go, oh, well, she's crazy celebrity. They're crazy. They're kooky. Yeah, okay. They know exactly what's coming. That's why they're all doing it. They're not afraid of catching this. We're not afraid. I mean, look at the numbers. The statistics don't. The statistics do lie, but the data they're giving wouldn't make anybody who's a celebrity fearful, or anyone in general should be. No one in general should be fearful. So a neighbor filed a lawsuit against her, and I'm covering this because it's a story. Right? It's a story that they're talking about. And the reaction that people should have is, what are these people doing and why are they all doing it? Right? They're all just on board. Crew. I mean, there's dozens of celebrities that have these. Not dozens, hundreds. And politicians. And there's tons of YouTube videos you could look up. Hello, celebrity bunkers, millionaire bunkers. And people are just like, oh, that's so cool. That's so neat. Because this is a dumbed down world. Instead of going, why do they have these? What do they see coming? Who would invest hundreds of millions of dollars into these things unless they knew they were extremely and completely 100% necessary? Right? Otherwise, I mean, we're not talking about $1 million for these people, which is nothing. We're talking about a good portion of their entire saved up income because they know this is where they're going to be hiding. Now, this also plays in, obviously, with the return of our king and the destruction that is coming. And them, like the Bible says, they're going to think that they can hide from this. We're talking about the sixth seal. Revelation 6, chapter 6, verse 15 through 16. Then the kings of the earth, the nobles, the commanders, the rich, the mighty, and every slave and free man hid in the caves among the rocks of the mountains, which is what they're doing. And they said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of the one seated on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who is able to withstand it? That's what they're hiding from. We are reaching the end. This is why transhumanism is so important to them now, so they can seek immortality and have themselves digitally uploaded like losers to these interfaces so that they don't have to face death. And again, that's the other verse of the Bible talks about them trying to seek death and not be able to find it. So this is what they're doing, and nobody asks questions as to why. They just think it's some celebrity, weird, kooky thing. And Billy has about 20 of these underground bunkers, probably one in every state. Not just him, Buffett. Name the person. They're all doing it. They're all prepped, and they're all hiding. And now they're cutting off the resources from going to stores on the shelves to cut the people off. And then no one's going to be held responsible because you could already see it with Sloppy Joe in office with all the stuff that they're doing on purpose, the self-sabotaging, that no one is being held accountable for it. It's just a joke. They don't answer questions when they're asked, even though it's part of the show. They're doing it deliberately, not answering it. But the citizens, they look to see how people react to it. Oh, are they going to do something? Are they going to say something? Instead, it just becomes talking heads on Fox News and the TV back and forth. Oh, they won't address it. Oh, they won't address it. Instead of holding them accountable. 100 years ago, people would have held them accountable, would have grabbed pitchforks and went after these people or threw them out of office. Now, this is what they've created with television, with laziness, with this extreme liberal movement of these people who are absolutely out of their minds. The scary part is they've all magic potioned up. And you know what that means? The more they continue to transform, the more out of control they're going to get. And they're already out of control and sick and completely brain dead. So it's only going to get worse. So these are the celebrities with their underground bunkers. The masses don't ask questions. They just see it and think it's cool and kooky. These people know what's coming, and it's being done on purpose. I wanted to cover it again because of that story about Kim Kardashian. Somebody posted on the website. Let me just give a shout out to the person who posted it. Let me open up this link. Hold on. Sweet Sugared Violet. Thank you for posting that and sharing it. And again, thank you everyone on the website who is sharing all this information, anything, right? These are things that, sure, it might sound minor, but, she posted it because, this person knows, well, okay, the underground bunker, right? Tie it into everything that's going on, what these people are trying to do. And there's tons of stuff over there about the magic potion. And again, I'm putting up a new video as we speak that you need to check out, how they are incentivizing children. You can't make it up. Can't make it up. So check it out if you haven't. I want to thank everyone for being here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families.